confession comes from IceBox. Thank you, IceBox.
Okay.
A gangster name, really. Father Simon, Brother Matthew, Sister Susie, from a great beyond, or just a pub in Bristol. My confession dates back to my wedding in 2000 and then a subsequent 2001 tour by the greatest band in the world, who are, of course, The Damned.
Oh, already forgiven. Already forgiven.
You don't know.
I know.
That's,
It involves his
that's
wedding.
that's a terrible
forgiven.
thing.
Absolutely.
Our wedding
Hurt.
was one where we were able to supply the alcohol. So we dutifully went off to France to do the research. This involved buying an awful lot of white and red wine and champagne. My wife, the fabulous Fiona, seemed to be getting legless in the car park as she tried the various bottles just to decide which ones to buy in bulk. We've only had 2 paragraphs, that is...
Yeah.
Anyway, we bought far too much, and the remnants after our big day consisted of a whole case of champagne. And this we put away under the stairs for a special occasion. This is what we agreed we'd use it for, a special occasion. Fast forward then to the Damned tour. I believe it was the Grave Disorder tour at the old Civic Hall. I'm not mentioning which Civic Hall for reasons that will become obvious.
Okay.
Anyway, because I'm a very useful guy to have around, I knew the way to get backstage by sneaking out of a door at the side of the hall and down a corridor. I realised that sneaking in is particularly now frowned on, but back in 2001, everyone was doing it.
Oh, really?
Were they? Were they?
Me and my friend Oz managed to get backstage and into the band area. We had a few beers, and Dave Vanian, who you will know is the lead man from The Damned, was surprisingly not too impressed to see us there. You imagine?
Wow.
But agreed that if we could bring back some drink, he would let us back in. So we left, and I can only assume that the band breathed a sigh of relief that we were gone and they forgot about us. Now, I live only 5 minutes from this Civic Hall, and despite Oz telling me not to, I decided that this was indeed a special occasion, and the champagne left over from our wedding,
No.
that's not my wedding to Oz, my wedding to the fabulous Fiona, would do the trick. I regretfully did not consult my wife on this matter. So I had to be a bit quiet in case I woke up the fabulous Fiona. So as a quick, in the front door, under the stairs, grabbed the box of champagne and out again. Off we went, thinking how clever we were. Or at least I did. We got back to the dressing room door, and Captain Sensible let us in. I said, "Captain?" He said, "What?" Anyway, we proceeded to offload bottles of warm champagne to everybody. Neat, huh? Anyway, I apologise that they were a bit warm, but to be honest, no one seemed that bothered. Dave Vanian and his wife Patricia Morrison, ex-Sisters of Mercy and the Damned bass player, they appeared, and they seemed to be quite impressed that I had indeed found some alcohol, and impressed that I gave them and they were impressed I gave them a bottle of warm champagne to take home, as by then they were leaving. We stayed a fair while, mainly drinking with the roadies and happy talking with the captain, and a good night was had by all. But, you see, Father Simon, I need forgiveness, particularly from my wife, the fabulous Fiona, who had woken up and assumed that we'd been robbed, what with the empty cupboard and the fact that I'd left the front door open. She was considerably distressed. Her argument, as I understand it now, there's a phrase that's doing a lot of work, was that a special occasion is usually defined as a family gathering, a baby's arrival, a christening, or something for the whole family. Also, that it was her champagne too, and I shouldn't just have handed it out to ingratiate myself with the louche rockers known as the Damned. Yes, I like saying the word louche. If she'd called the police, as she was quite entitled to, I'd have been wasting police time and you wouldn't have read this out.
Yes.
So she didn't.
So she didn't?
And
good.
therefore you can. Someone who knows the rules.
Yeah.
Because that's actually true, because as soon as the police get involved, then we can't use the profession.
Right,
Okay.
yes.
I'd also like to apologise to Mr. Vanian for giving him what could be considered stolen goods. I did ask him many years later if he remembered the champagne, and he said he vaguely remembered the incident.
Oh.
But I think he was being polite.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the day's confession, which comes from IceBox, well-known gangster who lives 5 minutes from the Civic Hall. Checking in with Sister Susie. I know what she's going to say there.
Yeah, you know what I'm going to say. IceBox. Well, I think you're despicable. You didn't share your wine with your wife. You took it without asking, and more importantly, you drank it warm.
Oh,
Champagne.
that's true. And it was sanctified champagne. It was for family purposes.
The biggest error you made there is beautiful champagne that you brought all the way back from France, and you didn't chill it before drinking it.
There's a woman from the pub.
Not
There you
forgiven.
go.
Not forgiven
Brother
from me.
Matthew.
Is she really going out with him? Oh, superb. Here's the problem, is that when you're saving champagne, it basically never gets drunk. Because you're always, oh man, I'm not sure this is the event where we need to crack open this. Oh, maybe we should leave it until X happens. It never happens. So why not just drink it with members of the damned? That's what I say. Couldn't have thought of a better time at all. And Fiona knows about it. She's fine with it now, I'm sure. A lot of water under the bridge.
Though?
I think she is. Is she really going out with him? So, yes, definitely forgiven.